Raider Nation, what's the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy, Panama Fargo, back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure y'all keep tapping on that like and subscribe button. Even hit on the little notification bell to get updated whenever the kid drops some of this content. So without further ado, man, topic of conversation today, we're going to get into the notes and takeaways from the owners meeting this past Monday and Tuesday in Arizona, man, and what Mark Davis said to some of these reporters, man, and also what Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler was saying while they were there. So without further ado, man, let's get into it. First topic we got to hit. Mark Davis was talking to some reporters about last season and the job he thought Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler was doing. Here's a little portion of the article for y'all to read. But, he's basically saying he wasn't too disappointed because he felt like Josh and Dave didn't really know what they was getting into when they were coming here to be the GM and head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. And I have to say, man, I kind of agree with this logic, man. And it makes me feel like Josh and Dave have at least one more year after this year to really, have their plan come to fruition and really have everything mapped out how they trying to map it out. So with this statement that Mark Davis is giving us here, it seems like, he's willing to take the patient route because he felt like, maybe Josh and Dave thought the team was better than it actually was when they were coming into it. Got to think about it, man. We were a playoff team coming, when they was coming in, and a lot of good things to look forward to. You had the quarterback, you get the nice receiver, but at the end of the day, man, we have to be honest as Raider fans, bro. That team wasn't really all that good. A lot of holes on that roster, a lot of holes on that team, man. So at the end of the day, we're sitting here and we're saying, maybe we're a little ways away from where. Give me a second. Okay, we back. So look, anyway, man, you see, we're a little ways away from contending, bro. So I mean, it's gonna take us a little minute to really get this roster how it's gotta get, man. You gotta think about it, bro. We have people on defense starting that on other teams, championship caliber teams, playoff contended teams, they'd be a second string. You know what I mean? They wouldn't really be the main feature piece. And that's who we're rolling out there on defense, man. Not a lot of depth, and it wasn't a lot of versatile talent. And you might have something to do with the way Gruden and Mayock were running the team. I mean, I know we all fell in love with, Gruden and his emotional aspect. But at the end of the day, bro, we have to be honest with ourselves. They weren't building the team right. And when Josh and Dave came in here, I believe that they thought the team was better than it actually was, man. And last season was their learning curve, both of them. Okay, so Josh already had himself a head coaching job, but he learned from it, and then here's his second stint. But at the end of the day, Dave is fairly new as well. So he's coming in, learning on the fly as well. And, they thought they had a roster ready to compete. Not really the case, all right? So when Mark Davis is sitting here talking to reporters and he's saying, it wasn't a rebuild, he was being 100% truthful. I don't think Dave and Josh came in here saying, we're going to get rid of everything, strip the pieces away. I mean, when they came in, y'all saw it, bro. I mean, they felt like they were only a couple pieces away from being contenders. You know what I mean? And now we see it's not shaking out like that because the roster and the defensive side of the ball, and there's still some major holes. It's just not ready yet. We're not ready yet. So now you see us coming into this year retooling, okay, grabbing Josh and Dave's guys, and they're going to try to make it work their way, okay? You had a mix of Gruden's players last year and their players last year, trying to make things gel and mesh. Didn't really mesh. Now this year, we're seeing the full vision, full plan come into fruition, man. And that's basically what Mark Davis is telling us, man. Last year was last year. We thought we were going to contend, but this year, now that we know that the roster has too many holes on it to really be a really perennial playoff team, then at the end of the day, man, you got to retool. And that's what's happening. So, if y'all want to go check out the article, go check it out for yourselves, man. Go read that. Go get your own opinions, form your own opinions about it. But from what I got from it, man, it seems like Josh and Dave at least have one more year to really, 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 really get this plan up to speed. You know what I mean? So let's hope that they're doing the right things. I believe in them, man. We ain't got no choice. So I believe in them, and let's see how they get rocking, man. So speaking of Dave and Josh, they were both talking at the owners meeting, and both were kind of in agreement, man, on saying that if a quarterback falls at 7, they won't hesitate to pick up a quarterback, all right? I mean, you can see it from Dave's interviews, from Josh's interviews. Yes, they have Jimmy Garoppolo, but it seems like the plan is to eventually get somebody to learn under Jimmy, and you can have somebody in your back pocket to strengthen that quarterback room. Now, who will it be? We don't know. I barely know who they like as a prospect, who their favorite prospect is. Rumblings that it's Will Levis. Have my speculations it might be Will Levis. But hey, we might be surprised and they might pick up one of the top 3 that we looking at as far as Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. So we have to see what they talking about. But at the end of the day, man, we're sitting here at a very advantageous position because we have a good quarterback that can lead us into some type of wins and we won't be completely garbage. But at the end of the day, man, if we can get a quarterback that can come in here and upgrade everybody around him, because right now we have a quarterback that's better with pieces around him. He needs pieces around him to make him better. But if we can get that guy that makes other people better around him, especially with the talent we already have, bro, it's going to be real scary. So seeing that, they're doing their due diligence, man. They're going to see what quarterbacks will fall, what quarterbacks fit this system. And that's what we want to hear as fans. Also, Josh McDaniels gave a little deep dive into what they're thinking about when it comes to Jalen Carter. Now, I made a video talking about how the Raiders might and should second guess on taking Jalen Carter. Check it out right there. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not saying they shouldn't grab Jalen Carter. I'm saying, and what I was saying in there, you got to make sure you're doing your due diligence, man. You got to make sure if this is the guy you're going to be taking to come in here and really be the first piece of the most important draft in Raiders history in a long time, got to make sure that motherfucker's right. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that motherfucker's right mentally, physically, and everything is on the up and up. So if they do select Jalen Carter in the draft, then it means that their evaluation and everything they were talking about and thinking about, it must have fell through. He must have passed all the background checks, and they're comfortable with selecting him. And I ain't got no problem with that at all. The talent speaks for itself. But at the end of the day, man, I'm glad that this regime seems like they're doing their homework. It seems like they're doing the research on these prospects. And I really feel like, man, we're at the ability to take best player available instead of in past drafts taking for need. You know what I mean? And we've seen, bro, we've seen from other regimes. We've seen from the Mayock and Gruden regime. If you draft for need, you don't always get the best player. You know what I mean? So we're at the point we can get the best player possible at the 7th pick, or if you trade down or trade up, whatever. You know what I mean? And we're going to get this thing rocking. So that's all the notes and takeaways from the owners meeting from the past 2 days, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Holla at me down in the comments, man. And remember, man, keep hitting the like and subscribe button. And remember, always keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.